Every virus is different. Right now, whether we like it or not, we're running an international experiment on which way is the best way to contain the impact of this virus in different countries. Whatever we learn in this epidemic will not apply to the next epidemic, and there will be one, just as there was the West African Ebola outbreak and Zika and so on and so forth, flu, you name it. Every virus behaves differently, and every virus will need a different response. What is happening right now has never happened before, and hopefully will never happen again. The first country that will get a new epidemic will learn. The rest of us have to follow suit and implement the best possible measures.
But that's the interesting learning, I think, because when you look at, and I think you framed it as social distancing, and social distancing is asking, you could say, an almost scientific question, which is, what is the right locus of control through which you obtain the best possible social distancing? If you take a small country like Israel, you take Singapore, you take Hong Kong, which basically has shut down its border to mainland China, even though you can't call it a border. But take the U.S. In the U.S., look at the movement, how many cases you probably have in the U.S. Intra-U.S., you have the biggest sort of places is in northwestern U.S., where probably the number of Europeans who come. Now, will this affect and bring less infected people to the U.S.? Probably, but will it solve the issue that within the U.S. you still can have an explosive growth of this, and because they have a total lack of testing facilities, therefore you have already a quite disproportionate high number of deaths compared to the number of cases they have? That is a completely different issue. My hypothesis is that Donald Trump has said it this way in order to frame it as an outside enemy, so to detract the attention from the fact that the U.S. government is hopelessly unprepared. He fired the epidemic coordination group in the National Security Council.